I was originally not going to have commentary for this video, but this is another restoration update. So I wanted to shut up for a few minutes when we first started the video so you guys could hear this thing running before I started the commentary. So, update number 3. We did finish painting it. Yeah, it looks as good as new now. I love the all black on it. Top panel here has been redone. Update number 4, we're going to have the wiring diagram redone, and then we're going to have this top panel painted here, and the new diagram will be put right on top. Update number 4 is going to include the patching of the air leaks here where it rotted away. Alco 244 is going to be meeting with us this weekend so we can finish this thing. Hopefully it won't run so hot on the compressor. Right now I am taking some temperature checks here on the evaporator. We're looking at 39 degrees right at the bottom of the coil here. Now this one was slightly undercharged from the factory. So you can see here, most of the evaporator is cold. I mean, this thing is blowing ice for surprisingly being undercharged a little bit. These last few rows here, they're not as cold as the rest of the evaporator. So we are going to try to flush it out a little bit better. See if we can really give this thing a deep cleaning. Like, we're literally going to put stuff in the coil. We got to help clean it. But part of the reason why I do think it's not cooling as well is because of partial loss of the condenser. We did discover some coil rot down at the bottom. It's not really enough to affect the performance at all. It's just enough to cause a bit of a nuisance. So I'll try to show you that here. See right here, it's a little bit of coil rot. The condenser itself is running just fine. It's rejecting plenty of heat, so we are going to take a temperature check on that. We'll see how we're doing. I'm going to measure our temperature on the suction line here. See what we are going back because of an undercharge. Turning back at 52, so that's a bit high. It's still cold, but it's not sweating like it should be. So the slight undercharge does have an effect on the unit a little bit. We're going to go ahead and check the condenser temperature. So let me show you that again real quick here before we switch over to the condenser. 55, 53, 52. So we're turning back at about 52, which is a little bit high, but this thing is throwing ice. Now, if I put it in the airstream, 46. Look at that. 45. This thing is throwing ice. My hand has not even been in the register for 20 seconds and it's already freezing. This thing is blowing ice cold, even for being slightly undercharged from the factory. The system was checked and there are no leaks in the system, thankfully. See our suction line starting to sweat a little bit now as it runs. We're going to check our condenser temp here. So we're going to put it in our usual spot at the top of the coil. Go ahead and get it in there for us first. We got it in the coil. Looks like it's now making full contact, like it should be. So we're going to see if we can get it in there. Yeah, it looks like we're not getting a proper register due to it's not being in the coil all the way. So we're going to skip the condenser for now until I can find the spot to put it in. Our suction line is really starting to sweat now, so that's a good sign. This thing is blowing ice cold. Definitely starting to sweat a little bit now. Coil's definitely got a little bit more moisture on it now. We've had it running for a few minutes. It's running pretty well for almost 50-year-old air conditioner. Not going to run the super thrust just yet. You know, we'll have a separate update video for this. Comfort-Aire is our main focus right now, and so far it's performing pretty well. It's throwing about, I'd say about 43, maybe 44 now. Coming out the register here, see, it's freezing cold. We're going to see if we can find that spot on the condenser and try to get you a reading here. Go ahead and fix our bulb here. So right at the top of the condenser, we're running about 124, which is actually pretty good. That's right at the top of the coil here. So that's definitely throwing some pretty good heat. The compressor itself is running just fine. You know, it's just a tiny bit warm to the touch, which is normal, because we can see with the cooler temperatures, the suction line is sweating now. So really it kind of just depends on what environment you're operating it in. That's going to have an effect on it. So we're steady 125 there. So we're going to move down the coil just a little bit and get you another reading. Go ahead and go further down. 109. So that's pretty good. 110. So plenty of heat through the bottom too. It's a little cooler than it was at the top. Now just for the hell of it, we're going to take a compressor reading. We're going to take a temperature reading on the compressor. So we're going to measure the suction line now. Nope, it just went out here. So we're going to measure our suction line now. It's been about, what, 10 minutes since we last checked the suction. Alright, we did go down a little bit, temperature-wise. Oh, be careful. We don't want to touch that discharge. It's hot. 51. So it's definitely going back colder than it was, because the compressor is not as warm as it was. 50, so that's good.